If a child has not had adequate opportunities to practice writing skills by the time they get to kindergarten, it may impact their participation in the classroom. As a school occupational therapist, the biggest skill deficit that I work on with children is writing. And the reason is that this is a skill that snowballs. If a child is not fully participating in writing in kindergarten, then they're going to have a hard time getting their thoughts out on paper in first grade, and that skill deficit can snowball and impact a child academically. Whether a child goes to preschool or is home full-time until kindergarten, it's important for us as their parents to introduce the right types of writing activities to make sure they're in a good place to be successful in kindergarten. And that starts at the age of 2 with crayons. So when your child is 2, you can start to introduce coloring with close supervision. Of course, we want to make sure these are not going in your child's mouth. At this point, your child's pencil grasp might look like this, or it might look like this. And this is actually a little bit more advanced than a full cylindrical grasp. By the time your child is 3, I want them imitating a horizontal line, a vertical line, and a circle when you draw them on the paper. By the time a child is 4, we can introduce them to imitating us drawing a plus sign, diagonal lines in both directions, and even a square. At this point, your child's pencil grasp may be what we call a quadruped grasp, which means that they're using their 4 fingers to hold the crayon like this. As a child gets closer to age 5, I really want to see them using a fingertip grasp on a pencil. So that'll be either a quadruped with 4 fingers or a tripod with 3. It'll look like either this or like this. At this point, and by the time a child starts kindergarten, it's okay if that grasp is static. That means your child's entire hand will move while they write. That is developmentally appropriate. By the time a child is 6 and when they're starting first grade, we want them stabilizing their hand on the table and using either a quadruped or a dynamic tripod to write like this. The main reason that the skill progression is so important is because I don't want to send a child to first grade writing like this. Imagine how exhausting it would be to write with your entire arm. And the other thing is that this is called gross motor control, which is much less precise than what I want a child to do. We have all of these tiny muscles in our hands that are responsible for writing and allow us to make these little tiny movements that are necessary for legible handwriting. So children who are moving their entire arm while they write tend to have much less legible handwriting than people who are able to rest their hand on the table and write precisely with the little muscles in their hand.